What up, man? Welcome to Phil's Not Included. Let's like as always, we're just gonna jump right in. Couple things tonight. Again, it's open discussion. We really do. I think we really are going to start to kind of like we talked about, put some content out there and uh, kind of let everybody know what the upcoming episodes will be out. Be about. But I just wanted to start the first couple with some open shit.
Absolutely,
How you been, man? I want to start with that. Don't let me jump into shit without asking about you.
man. I'm cool now. I had a bit of a struggle last night. Just got had a little bit of an infection, but you know, I'm built for it. And ain't
All
nothing
right,
that my immune system's still working, so
all
I'm
right, good,
good.
good.
I'm good.
I might. An infection from air, right? I gotta ask motherfuckers go. How people go assume, right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, 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 it wasn't. No, it wasn't from. I
I'm
hope
just,
it went
I'm
from no
just,
damn air. Oh,
I'm
I'm
just
in
fucking with you.
trouble. I'm in
Uh,
trouble.
but man, I wanted to start off with just I'm torn, right? I saw a video of a young lady talking about other ladies and how a lot of women today are expecting men to come in and just straight foot the bill, right? I've seen Facebook posts like, I pay this much in bills. Don't hit my inbox on my what
Yeah,
you
yeah,
doing,
yeah, yeah. We
right?
see. Yeah.
How did we get to a point where you gotta pay for shit? Like I've seen chicks like, if you want to holler at me, you gotta pay my rent. Like damn, like how did we get here, bro? Like I'm trying to figure it out.
I think it's fake.
I know it's fake, but this is
Yeah,
the
I
shit
mean,
they
I
talking
no,
about.
I think, and when I say I think it's fake, I mean like they don't believe that what they're saying. They don't, and sometimes I think it's self sabotage. It's like if I say this, it's gonna disqualify, me actually from having to even be faced with that caliber of man. They don't. A lot of them don't even want that caliber of man. They couldn't handle that type of that position.
So that's a interesting point, right? Because I see a lot. I'll be watching it for content purposes. Let me clarify. I'll be watching like the Kendra G shit. They be trying to put people together, whatnot. And a chick will be like, I need a man make 100 racks a year. I mean, depending where you are, right? If you in New York, that ain't really shit, right? You in LA, that ain't really shit. You in South Bend, Indiana, it's not too bad, right?
Yeah,
Um, but
I'm saying that not to cut you off, but I'm saying is that why not? Well, you can be whoever you want to be on social media. You can what I mean you can paint. So well, go ahead.
the chicks, not even. I mean, the folks that I see talk that shit don't be where cats making six figures be at, right? And let's just keep it real. If you making six figures or more, you probably not in the spot where motherfuckers is wearing sneakers all day, right? Or at nighttime, right? So they ain't even in a position or in the proximity, right, of a
Yeah,
person who makes that kind of money. And that's what I try to explain to folks is like you got to change your situation, your environment to change the shit that you come across, right?
so,
I was
so let me ask you this then: Do you think honestly? Do you think that the people who let's say the men who make that type of money are actually on social media looking for mates?
no, and that's the other thing, right? You got to be where somebody. That's what I'm saying. You got to be
Yeah, I'm
where.
saying, or would you hypothetically speaking, of course, as a man who was making that type of money and did not have a partner, would you would you accept a mate from social media and through a platform like that?
I mean, in today's world, you might meet that person on social media, right? I would prefer to see your social media, not saying meet you there, but see your social media prior to becoming anything more than just cool people. But
Yeah,
in
but
all
you would
honesty, I
believe
would want
that
to
though.
meet you, huh?
But I'm saying, how
I mean, if I
what
saw
would
that, I
make you
can't fool
believe?
with you, right? I can't fool with you. That's you save me some time, right?
If they
Because
if so, you're saying if you've seen a person solicit themselves like that on social media, then
100%, I
that would
can't
just
fuck with you,
okay.
right? You are not. You've taken yourself out of the equation,
Why?
right? Because you haven't said anything about what a relationship or a person brings to the table outside of financial, right? We haven't talked about like to say you got to have 100,000 or make six figures or whatever. You've established that all you care about is money,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So now you've turned this into a completely transactional situation,
Right.
right? And it's a high probability if I'm doing it purely based on a transactional situation, you don't fit the bill, right? If
Right.
I'm just like if I'm buying shoes, we'll call it shoes, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to buy the best newest shoes I can get.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
not going to go buy some old shoes that 3 other cats then wore and
Yeah.
left at the store
Since it's transactional.
since it's transactional.
Okay.
Now, I will say, I think there's a huge misconception that a man who makes a certain amount of money has to have a certain type of woman. I think a lot of men who have money want women they can trust more than anything,
Yeah, I
right?
would agree. Yep.
I have to be able to trust you with the things that I have, the possessions, the uh, bank accounts, the investments, the my well being, right? Because a woman, if you long term and you serious, she's got access to all your shit, right? You want her to, because if something happened to you, she got to be continuing with that family. But I think the majority of people talking that shit it don't fit them, right? They not in that space, right? I lost your audio. I don't know if you
No,
muted
no,
it.
no.
Oh,
I
okay.
was, I was. Yeah.
But they not in that space, right? You know, I had this conversation with one of my homies, and he was like, "Man, if me and you went to where I hang out, the chicks wouldn't even look at you." And I'm like, "That's a blessing, bro, right? Because the chicks you fuck with aren't the kind of chicks I would even deal with, right? Like, it's just different levels of shit. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but I would shoot for a different type of person,
No, real talk. I
right?
get it. I
I
get it.
would shoot for a different type of person. I don't. I'm weird in that way, right? Like for me, it's so many other qualities. I see a lot of people, you know, when they start. I seen this thing going around. They like rank a woman based on these things. It's like, you know, age, freakiness, trustworthiness, attractiveness. A lot of people like, man, she gotta be, you know, attractive is number one. That's cool, right? That, but you're gonna end up in a bad way if that's what you're putting at the top. I'm
Yeah.
not saying date somebody you're not attracted to. I'm not saying get you a booger wolf. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I'm just saying, like, again, it depends on where you at in life, right? Dating is short term is cool, right? You know, put the physical at the top,
Yeah.
but I don't care who you are. That physical going away at some point, right?
Yeah.
And
Quickly
and
though, really.
and if that's all you got, what else after that, right? Because, bro, I'm 48, and my entire 48 years of life, I never thought I would look for a 48-year-old woman. Like, man, that's what I want, right? Like, just nobody. Like, just keep it real, right? I love my wife and I'm cool and that's where I'm at. But when I was 21, you couldn't tell me I was gonna be looking for a 48-year-old woman, right? And my point of saying that is we are all going to get to a certain point in age. If a chick is talking about her beauty and all she got, that shit's gonna fade, and then there's nothing left,
And a lot of times they be delusional with that, because they
man.
they lie to each other. They think they look better than what they do, and that's just being honest. I mean, like, most men are not like that. Most of us are honest about where we're at
Real
physically,
shit.
right? And because we, to be honest, we really don't care. I mean, like, not to say we don't care about how we look, but I'm saying it doesn't make us insecure because we
That's who
know
we are,
that it's about the value that we bring. I mean,
100%.
a lot of us, not all of us, but I'm saying so. But a lot of times I see women, it's like, y'all, who y'all think believe y'all except y'all, I mean,
But they don't. I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm gonna give you my true belief. I think it's a competitive thing, right? And I said this I think last week. If me and you kicking it, and you come out the house in some clown shit, I'm like, bro, you in some clown shit, right? Now it's on you to stay in the clown shit. We can kick it. I ain't got no beat. A
yeah,
chick will come out in some clown shit, and a girl be like, man, you look good. Well, you just made sure she ain't competition,
yeah,
right? Because
yeah,
we all bullshit aside, y'all getting dressed and going out, and some women just go out for fun. They probably are married, got a relationship. The ones that single going out, a lot of them looking for something else. So shit, they competing in the same group, right? Dudes just walking up to the group, not to one individual, because
yeah,
rightfully so, they stay in the pack. Um, I don't think they believe that shit, right? Because
man,
if I see a chick be like, man, girl, you look good, I'd be like, man, y'all look just alike. Then I get cussed out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
yeah,
look like that motherfucker,
man,
right?
because truth be told, like, a lot of times, man, we so competitive that if you tell me, hey, you in some clown shit, I'm liable to say, okay, I'm about to, now you challenge me, I'm still about to pull him tonight. I'm gonna pull more than you tonight in this. You know what I
Right,
mean? Because
right, right.
we actually trying to convince ourselves that, hey, is more to us than the look. It ain't about the looks. That's what we
Right.
trying to convince ourselves. But then a lot of
100%.
times women is like is purely in, they'll blame what I've been seeing lately is that whenever even women try to hold each other, their peers accountable, they still deflect to men, in terms of why they do the things they do.
Yes,
And
sir.
this is a general statement, but I'm just saying I
Right, we
see that
generalize.
I see that a lot. And so I think that's when you ask the question, why are we? How do we get here? I just think that society has went so long without holding a large portion of a certain demographic accountable, and not only that, they've reinforced lack of accountability. Right, victimhood. Is we can compare it to the racial construct. Why when we ask why won't so-called black people get themselves to a certain point, and it's because we've been victimized for so long. Our mindset is that of victims, and that reeks of that breeds lack of accountability. So we don't want to be
100%.
accountable. So I'm saying if we, bring it back over to when we're talking about a relationship situation, that's how we got here. I just think we went so long in dysfunction, and it goes back to the breakdown of the traditional family dynamic, I think.
He having some technical difficulties on his side, I believe. So we're gonna see what happened.
Who was that?
All right, my bad. I don't know what happened, bro. We had a little technical difficulty there.
Yeah, I couldn't see. I thought it was you on your end.
I thought it could have been. I don't know. I thought it was your end.
Oh,
I fuck with Comcast. You know what I'm saying? So so you know how they fucking roll. But so we'll keep it going. God damn it, until the internet tell us something different.
yeah,
But no,
sir.
I do agree to a certain extent, bro. I mean, I think we've always given women a pass, right? And I'm gonna keep it real. This is where me and a lot of people disagree. We've always given women a pass because it was something valuable that made it okay, right? Raising our sons, take care of your sister, don't hit your sister back, whatever. We've always given that pass. I think the reason the pass is not being given anymore is because dudes ain't getting shit, right? If you look at the numbers, right, we have more incels than we've ever had, statistically speaking, involuntarily celibate people, right? We have men who are saying, hey man, 20% of the dudes are getting 80% of the women. So when there's no female benefit for a man, he got a lot less reason to let her get a pass. And I think that's a huge part of it. That's what would have, because if you look at the men, and this is just me being real, that's holding women accountable, most of them don't got a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because you still gonna get them passes at the crib. Maybe I'm guilty. I know I'm guilty of it. My wife gets some passes.
What's
Right?
what's explain elaborate a little more on what giving a pass, what that looks like.
Giving a pass is me not necessarily tripping on some minor shit. Like I would point out certain shit to my boy, right? Bro, you dead wrong for this. If it's just me, I ain't worried about it, right? Because that's just some shit. I ain't talking nothing major, right? You steal some shit, you going to jail, right? I'm just gonna keep it real. But I think we give women passes. You know, the small argument. I know I'm right. You don't gotta tell me I'm right. If it's a small argument, some shit like that, I think we just give women passes. We let women get away with shit.
Yeah, but I think that's to me it translates to lack of accountability, right?
It
So it's like
does, right?
because we're not giving them passes because of the value and them being women. We're giving them passes for it's our selfishness. We don't want to deal with the emotion that comes behind that,
100%.
right? So I
Right.
mean that's to me. Yeah, I guess you can you can say it that way, but I mean that's what my point was. It's like we've reinforced
We
these behaviors, so it's like I'm not complaining in that way, but I feel like you got to draw the line somewhere, and so I
you
think
do.
now people are starting to draw lines, and I do think it's some truth to when you say like the lack of value, meaning like uh, we would if so-called give women a pass because we were trying to access them in a certain way,
Right.
but now they overassert themselves in that way to the point where it's like now it's not even competitive anymore. Like you just gonna give it to me and anybody and everybody. Well,
So
then it's not valuable anymore.
so that's a good point you brought up, right? Because for specific men, it's accessible as hell. But for a larger group, it's even harder to get, right? Because and the way it's been explained to me is a chick can get on social media, right? And 3,000 dudes from across the world can see her, or 3 million, or 300,000, whatever that number is, wherever she's at, right? You have dudes with money that be like, hey, let me fly you out for the weekend, right? Versus the cat who, like, damn, let me save up so I can take you out to dinner, right? Which is not a bad situation, but for a chick that's not looking for nothing serious, I mean, let's keep it real, right? She probably taking The
But
fly out.
why wouldn't a chick be looking for anything serious?
Now that's a damn good question. Uh, One I don't have a good answer to, but can we just be honest, right? Like if we look at the majority of the motherfuckers we know, right? That's out here to sing. Like I don't see them looking for nothing serious. I saw a Facebook post of a chick like, "Do my Facebook profile picture look like I date a man without money? If so, I need to change it." I'm like, damn, right? Like I'm thinking a man with money probably wouldn't even fuck with you,
I
right?
mean,
But
you know what?
that's where we at.
I can't be mad at having a standard right now.
No,
How you said it,
that's
how
what I'm
she,
saying. This is
you know, yeah. But I'm saying like, you know, if we unpack that question though, like, what, you know, because there are women who say that. There are women who live by that. They say they're not looking for anything serious, and I
and that's
just,
cool. I respect that.
but I'm saying why, like, what, how isn't that literally a conflict of interest as it relates to why you actually wouldn't be looking for something serious? I
No, I
mean,
think I think not everybody is cut for the potential heartache that comes with a relationship and the pain and all the other shit. I've always said, if you don't want to be a mom or a wife, uh, that's cool, right? Enjoy your life how you enjoy it, right?
you
I
think
don't
that's possible?
100%.
I'm not a woman. I don't, you know, I mean,
I do
I don't.
100% because there's men that don't want to be fathers and husbands, right? It's just reality, right? It depends on what you want out of life, right?
Well,
Like
I don't. I personally do not know any men or women who never had a family as their elder selves that are truly happy with that.
okay, now
I don't know any.
you've added the dynamic, you've added age and experience in life.
But that's what comes with you not wanting it, right?
Right, but you don't know what you want while you're old. When you're old, while you're young, right? A lot of us don't. Right? If you ask me when I was 21 about shit that I have and I want right now, I'm not talking family. I'm just talking shit in general. It would have been totally different.
That's all I'm talking about, though. I'm saying that we all, I think that's a natural, that's an innate thing, right? Like to want, you know, you need people. Like I understand your points in your life where you don't want to be responsible for anybody but yourself, or you got to figure yourself out, or you got to figure life out. I understand that, but I'm saying I don't. Do you think? And this is, you know, I have my opinions, but you know, I'm open to other perceptions. But I'm saying, do you think that a healthy human is possible for them to live an entire life without the desire, or you know, of wanting to have a family or be a part of a family?
So you threw out the word healthy, right? Which I think we lack a lot of healthy individuals right now, just from the upbringing, the trauma, and the life of American culture. But I do
Right.
think there are some healthy individuals who just like, I want to live and enjoy my life. It's selfish, but it's reality, right? I want to.
For their entire life is what I'm saying.
I mean, you got, if you're realistic, right? If I want to spend the next, if I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna speak from a woman's perspective, if a woman says, and this will be kind of asshole move, right? Let's say she's a 3, right? We're judging people based on physical. And she
Okay.
says, I want to live a good life of traveling, this, that, and the other. Her probability is best to do it on her own, right? And say this because you got to trade. That's life, right? I want to travel. You got to earn your way, and you got to move around. And you might not get the man you want that can provide those things because in our culture we are very, very physical, right? A man
Right.
that can the average person that can provide that type of lifestyle where you can travel extensively, he's probably got a certain status symbol, and whether or not he likes you, bro. I'm gonna shift subjects real quick. I have
Okay.
a homie who has a beautiful wife, like trophy wife status. She's an amazing person. When me and bro are out and about, he get drunk. He grabs the biggest chick. He's like, man, if she ain't 250, I don't like it. I'm like, bro, what? When he get drunk, his real come out. He like, man, I love a big motherfucker, but I can't. I can't be with one. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, bro, I can't have it on my arm. I'm like, he lets society guide him, right? And when I say, bro, if it's under 250, he don't fuck with. Right? I'd be like
But
the first time I thought he was just acting up. I'm like, bro, come. First off, you got a wife, chill. Right? Like you got a wife, chill. You doing too much. By about the third or fourth time we was out and I seen that shit, I'm like, okay, bro, you know what I'm saying, bro, this is shit. Somebody said, and it just say fake Facebook user, so I don't know who it is, but it said the world isn't how it was when our parents and ourselves were young. The time doesn't exist anymore. I don't think folks our age should even be having discussions about dating in today's age. I'm gonna disagree slightly. I think you have to have the discussions with the right people. Right? I was watching a little bit of a podcast earlier, and dude asked, he said, "What's the point? What's the advantage? What is the benefit for a man to be married?" because he said there's no benefit, right? And for me, it depends on how you look at marriage, right? If you look at marriage as a transactional, um, if you look at my guy Gio said that, but if you look at marriage, hey bro, if you want to come in, hit my inbox, I'll bring your ass in. But I look at that and I'm like, it depends on how you look at marriage. If you look at it purely as a transactional thing, there's no value. If you have to ask the value, there is no value in marriage. It's about the person you marry, right? And I think from a man's perspective, from my perspective, it's a commitment you're showing to a person. You're potentially asking this person to give you their youth, their womb, their life. This is your commitment. I'm putting my financials, my well-being, my everything on the table for you to have access to, right? It's a level of trust. But when I looked at the dude asking, and I look at his history, because I followed the dude for a while, I'm like, he struggled a lot. But when he'll tell you, he struggled a lot with women. And it's a dude on, I think it's the Whatever podcast, right? And it's called Whatever Podcast. That's the name of it. I wasn't throwing out that. Like I didn't know what it was called. But I look at it, I'm like, it's not for him, right? If you have to ask the value of something, it's really not for you. It's okay to wonder, but you're asking different individuals their value of marriage. For me, I wanted my children to grow up in a home seeing both mother and father in a committed relationship. I wanted us to all have the same fucking last name. You know what I'm saying?
It's an investment in itself, right?
It's an investment in self. It's an investment in legacy.
That's
so that makes it.
that's why. I mean, wouldn't that be that? I mean, but okay. So what human wouldn't want that?
Not everybody wants it though, right? And that's the part that.
Can you rationalize why?
It's just not in them, and it's okay to not be in them, right? I know I got people that like, I never want kids. If you don't want kids, you probably don't want a wife, right? It's so hard to find a wife from a male perspective if you don't want kids, because a lot of women do want kids or got them, one of the two.
So then, are you by default agreeing that you want to spend the latter part of your life around strangers?
I mean,
in assisted living or something like that, because that's where you going. That's where it's going, right? That's what you.
Yeah, but I don't think you should do something like marriage based on a fear of being alone later. Because shit, you know what I'm saying? Like that. I don't.
It's not. I don't think it's a fear being. It's a practicality. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying that I'm not doing it because I'm afraid to. I'm doing it because it's a reality, right? I want to be surrounded by people who truly love me in my transition. That's inevitable for all of us. That's all. I think that's logical. Even if that's the only reason you choose to even get married and not even have, because children aren't necessary to have a family. You know, once you marry a person, that's your family. I'm just saying that if you don't choose a mate in some form of fashion, or family in some form of fashion, attach yourself to it, then you are agreeing to die alone, essentially.
I mean, I can understand, right? I understand what you're saying. I'm just not a fan of saying I need to have somebody so I don't die alone, right? Like for me, it's about. I'm gonna be honest. From my
What's wrong with that?
From my perspective, what's wrong with it is it just seems strange to me. It's not about dying alone. I don't want to. For me, I want to live with love. I want to live with that experience of having somebody. At the end, somebody got to go first anyway, right?
No, I'm saying,
alone, right?
Right, but that not really, because you could still have family. Like I'm talking about, right? I'm not even children. I'm saying that.
Hold on. Let me mention my guy comment because my guy said he was tired of the outside, right? Sound like he was running. I would say sound like, because that's my guy. So I'm gonna say sound like he was running the streets. But he was honest with his wife that he was tired outside. But I mean, all bullshit aside though, man, I think it's like, to me, family is a beautiful blessing, right? It's some shit that I especially now that my family has expanded, it's even a bigger blessing. I don't understand why anybody wouldn't want it, but I also only can look at it from my perspective, right? It is human nature to want to reproduce, right? I mean, that is human nature, but also,
I think but isn't part of human nature self-preservation?
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying, even if we don't go as far as saying I'm dying alone, I'm saying that at some point we know we all you're gonna need somebody. You know what I mean? Like, even if in sickness and you know what I mean, like you just companionship or just for proximity purposes. I'm trying to rationalize. If you want to enjoy your life, who are you enjoying your life with? You're enjoying your life. I do agree that we need to have, time for self. But I'm saying that you enjoy your life through other people.
No doubt.
Most of us do. So I'm saying that, I mean, that's why I don't see where it's like a conflict of interest, or it doesn't,
I don't
it
think it's
doesn't.
very common. I will give you that. I think it's very common for people to want family. Um, I struggle when people keep adding to the family without the actual family unit being right. So I agree with you that it's definitely more practical and more common. But so let's hold on. I want to ask about the the family part, right? So if you like you want the family, you want that reality, but what about the folks that just keep spitting out fucking kids? Like that's what's that about? Right? Like what's the deal with and I'm not talking about somebody had a marriage and they had a baby or they had a long term relationship, had a baby and they split up. I'm talking about motherfuckers just spitting them out. Right? Like just either receiving seeds from all over the place or dropping seeds all over the place. Like
I don't think
what
that
drives that?
those are the people that don't value or want family to me.
Okay.
Because with family, it's a certain level of integrity and loyalty. You know what I'm saying? And then and most of that, or a huge portion of that, is cultivated through our genetics, our genetical ties, our
Right.
genetic ties, right? So I'm saying that if you're going to just be irresponsible with that, then you don't really value. You don't want. That's actually saying you don't want commitment, right? Because you're spreading yourself. Then you're setting yourself up to not be able to even be as present as your family would need you to be because of, just your patterns. So that's how I look at that, right?
Okay. So I'm gonna deviate a little bit here. I'm gonna switch it up because I want us to take a look right at this
Man,
shit.
here we go.
Right. Just let this play real quick. It's quiet. 'Cause it's gonna get loud. This is this is the shit, bro. This is where we at as men. We are,
I can't take it. I
bro.
can't.
But hold on, it gets worse, right? So after these dudes, and these dudes are paying 16, 17, $18,000 for somebody to try to make him a man, right? I I can't even. I'm cutting it. I can't even finish that.
I can't.
Like
Come on, man.
what the fuck is happening? Right? How did we get here? Right? This is why I don't necessarily blame a lot of women for sharing a man. Right? The true masculinity, the things that are not even true, the motherfuckers that can imitate, right? The masculine traits stand out because I think it's too many of us today that just don't got it. Right? We matching energy with women. Right? That's not masculine. Right?
Man, but social media, man, it's just this
Bro,
is the
that's where
biggest.
everybody at.
This is the biggest stage ever, right? It's so many different actors and actresses in this shit that I just don't take any of it serious.
I think there are more women actors than men. I think men are exuberating or exaggerating the traits that they have,
That's
and even
acting.
then,
That's acting though.
but you're right. It's acting. You're exaggerating the traits you have, which means you are not as good as you even pretending to be. Right? Which is the same on the flip side of females, right? They're pretending to be more beautiful. Like
Yeah,
yes,
but
it's
everything looks. I'm saying you can do the exact same thing in reality versus on social media, and it's going to look different. Like just some about when it's on camera, it just looks bigger. You know what I mean? Like, me dress. I could dress up nice for myself and walk out here and not get any attention from anybody, right? But if I take a picture of me and put it on social media, I get instant reinforcement, and you know what I mean. So it's just some about like Okay, have you not heard people say that they'll run into people that they talk to every day on social media and it's awkward. They don't even what I mean. It's just some
yeah.
about it being on camera or on a screen that makes it more believable to people when it's really supposed to be
How did we
exact
get here,
opposite.
right? Because I'm not that dude, right? I don't give a fuck who get mad. I've seen homies post these fake picture, like somebody took a picture of you like you was like it's candid, right? A motherfucker taking a picture while you looking off into the sunset type shit, like from dude, bro. That's weird to me, right? Like I don't know, like
So
me if
I'm from the era of intention. Like if you take a picture of
I'm
me,
looking at the camera,
yeah, I'm posing for this picture. You
no
know what I
doubt,
mean?
right? Not some shit like
Unless we're doing a photo shoot for
a
yeah,
purpose, right?
yeah.
But I
I
see
agree.
that shit
I agree.
and that shit is weird to
It'd
me.
be them taking it though. It'd be them
That's what
taking
I'm
the
saying,
picture.
bro. Like you took a picture, like that's me holding the phone up behind me taking the picture, right? And then post a picture like somebody took a picture of me on the motherfucking podcast when it was me doing
Hey
it.
man, I
I don't
actually
get it.
tried it. I tried it once and it didn't even feel right. Like looking at the picture. You know what I mean? 'Cause I have to.
I ain't never tried it, bro. I
No,
can't.
I try. I mean, I tried it just to see, like, because I was seeing people. Actually, was I was podcast research was just saying like, because people, I didn't know people was doing it. I didn't know a lot of the videos from podcasts is like they're looking like they're talking to someone, but they really not talking to someone. I
Right.
didn't know that, right? So that's what they were saying that you did. That's actually a strategy. So I was trying to see how that worked. You know what I mean? And it just felt awkward and it looked awkward. Like me looking at the picture, I couldn't buy into the picture. Now I don't know what another person would see looking at it,
Right,
but
right.
for me it didn't translate. And so it's a part of it is not authentic to me, and that's why I can't. And that goes back to why it's hard for me to even get into the rhythm of really engaging in social media a certain way now, because the more authentic I try to be, the faker that this shit reveals itself to be.
Man, no doubt. It's definitely I don't know, man. It's weird, bro. I struggle with where we are at fucking social media, man. It
I
just
do agree with his statement though when he says too many a real man statements made by people who don't
don't
have
have man
man parts.
parts.
I agree with that. I hate it.
100%.
I hate it.
100%. Right. Because if I got on the internet, it was like a real mother, boy, they'll beat me the fuck up.
But just like I hate it just as much as I hate when men say every time a woman does something, a man come back with, nah, if a man did this, nah, we did, and
That's
it's
what I'm talking
like,
about, the matching energy
nigga,
shit, right?
like what it like
That's
we wouldn't do that, right? Yeah, and
we
we
ain't
should
supposed
be
to do
looked
that.
at differently if we was to
Right.
do it. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like I look at men differently when they do
Woman
female
shit.
shit. I
I
just
do as well. Bro, I just got into it. My guys not got into it. Had to discuss. I'm like, bro, we are not the same, right? I'm like, why are you doing? Oh, they do it all the time. They also do a lot of other shit we shouldn't be doing,
like
right?
trying to
Like,
have babies, man.
right?
Like
They trying
yeah.
to date face down, ass up. You probably shouldn't
Like
be
check
like
this.
that.
It's like, man, yeah, it's I don't get it. I really don't.
I'm glad I
We
didn't grow
just
up in the social media era, bro.
yeah, I'm ecstatic. That's one thing I'm ecstatic about because I probably wouldn't even had a chance for real.
I'm just not cut for it. Right? I love having fun on social media. I talk shit, but I'm not cut for this to be all I know. Right? To have grown up and never having the interaction. Like I used to I still run. I haven't done shit with it since COVID. But I used to run a group on Facebook called Michiana Meetups. Right? It was
Yeah,
designed to get
you just
motherfuckers
tell me
off
about that.
Facebook and
Yeah,
in person. Right? I met some cool ass people. Right? And we friends to this day. I'm like, this social media shit, because I remember having Facebook friends and Instagram friends and all these different friends that I've seen in person and we walk right by each other. That's not who I am, bro. Like if you fuck with me on the internet, you better fuck with me in real life. Otherwise, I don't fuck with you on the
shit,
internet,
man.
right?
Hey,
But that's the reality of what we have today, and it's crazy, right? Because you're right. People fluff shit up. People make up bullshit, and they have all these crazy ass rules. Like going back to the talk, I gotta have a man with six. You don't have to have a man with six figures. Everybody that knocked your back out most of them motherfuckers didn't even have a job, right? I had a homie, and I said had because she got mad at me about this fucking podcast shit, um, and because she told me one day, right? She's like, all I ever fuck with is bums, right? And I'm like, that's your choice. Now, granted, you did some shit to make that more likely. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by it is lifestyle choices, right? You 45 plus years old, you ain't never did shit with your life. You didn't take care of yourself physically. It's hard for a motherfucker to look at you at this age and think, okay, this is a good opportunity, this is a good mate because you've done so much wrong to yourself.
man, that is see. Okay, that's the science of this physical shit that a lot of people don't want to understand. And by a lot of people, I mean, a lot of women, right? Like when you break it down physically, like most men or a lot of men, we don't look at you physically in a way that it doesn't depict what it ain't about the attraction to you. It's a reflection of how you do or do not take care of yourself,
Right,
right?
right.
It's not a problem that you are a bigger woman, right? Because bigger women are attractive just like smaller women. But if you are bigger when you used to be smaller and you let yourself go, then
That's a sign.
that's the sign of something different.
Right.
Nobody cares about women picking up weight because they have children,
That's life.
right? It's blaming that as the reason why you did not put forth the effort to really get your body back to where you wanted it to be,
Where
not
you
to
feel comfortable.
where you feel comfortable, instead of you started projecting it on the in your little friend circle, and y'all just be trauma bonding, what I mean? Like,
Right,
to
right,
me, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if you take care, I can tell somebody take care of themselves,
right. I mean,
you know
you've got and I want to clarify, you have some motherfuckers have some medical conditions. We're not referring to them.
but
Right,
that's common sense, right?
right.
That
But
should be
I want to
common
say,
sense.
because this is where we at in America, right? This is where we at.
But we keep that. No, I think that's us reinforcing
The bullshit.
the bullshit. Like, nah,
Okay.
if that's what if you want to take it that way, go ahead. I
Because it
mean,
don't apply. Right,
it
right.
doesn't, like, nobody ever said that. We know how
True
to
that.
use our
You got me.
words.
You got me.
So
Right. I'm
I'm
guilty.
saying, like,
Right.
nah,
I'm guilty.
it's
You got
we
me.
know what this is. Like, we know when we talking about things like abortion, then we know we're not talking about
Right.
people who've been sexually assaulted,
Right.
right?
Right.
Come on, all right,
The
come on.
exclusions are excluded,
We
and
know that,
we're
right?
not
So we're
discussing it.
not talking about they know who we talking about.
Right.
You know what I
And
mean? Like,
listen, I'm gonna be honest, right? Like when I was young, I struggled mentally because I was always attracted to a little chubbier chick. That was my shit mentally. It bothered the fuck out of me for a while. So I'm like, why? I
but
don't
why
know,
did it bother you? Why did it
because I
bother you
didn't,
though?
because when I was young, society told me I should want something
Right.
different. I
Exactly.
was young, right?
Exactly.
But I know, like, no matter no matter what attracts me, right? And I don't. That's what it is. It took me a while as a young man or young boy to come to terms with it. But I'm gonna put some reasons, put some limits on that shit, right? I said
Yeah.
chubby, right? I can lift a lot of weight. I don't want to, right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Nah. It's
But I got a homie.
hey.
She over 3, right? And like she didn't used to be, right? Like when I say she didn't used to be, she was in the low ones. Uh,
What happened?
somebody said shit life. She stopped going outside. Somebody said it's also different when people's physical appearance changes while in a long-term loving relationship. Marriage versus single dude meets single girl who don't have any shared history and there's no love. He got a great point, right? If you with somebody and over time, y'all eat together, you know what I'm saying? Your body might respond differently. Y'all do different shit. You understand, you
Yeah,
appreciate that.
but we
Right,
always appreciate that though.
right.
Come on now. I
No, but
mean,
I'm real.
and that
I mean,
goes
but
both ways too. I've seen women do it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because we got here together, right? So by proxy, that's what it is.
I mean, that's reality, bro.
That's
When
not
you're
what
in
we're
a
talking
relationship, y'all
about.
usually gain and lose together. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? At
Uh,
that point, it don't even be about it's just be about your health. Are
the
you
health, right,
healthy?
right. hmm and that's real shit, right? Because we are older, bro. I'm gonna keep it real.
He determined to
My shit,
drill that
man, bro. I
home.
just sat on my own nuts, motherfucker. I'm old. You know what I'm saying? That's some shit I ain't doing in my 20s and 30s. I got damn. I called my wife one day. I'm like, man, I sat on my motherfucking nuts. Bro, I had about a 30-minute session by
Oh
myself in the
shit!
corner. Like, god damn.
Oh
Um,
shit!
so like, the body ages, bro. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that one fucked me up. But that's the reality of fucking life. But
Yeah,
we as
nah,
we age, shit changes, right? And if you don't take care of yourself, it changes faster and
you're
worse.
right.
You know
That's
what
what
I'm
we're talking
saying?
about. That's what we're talking
Um,
about. That part.
I we gotta keep it right. We can't expect somebody else to be okay with that shit, right? That's the part I think that
Right.
we have these issues with. Well, but I'm happy with myself. That's cool. You can be, right? But
That's
it's
fine.
probably
But
bullshit too, right? Because I've been a
yeah.
big fat motherfucker. I've been that. And I played that bullshit game too. Like, I'm okay. Yeah, I like, man, actually, I got my ass in that gym and start losing. I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I let it overcome me when
Nah,
I ate myself silly. I'm back in the gym killing myself.
man, that's what
Right?
I'm saying. Like, nah, we not.
Nobody really wants that shit. Right?
No,
It's just sometimes it's easier for us to stay, and it's whatever situation, right? Because change hurts. Right? It takes pain of some kind. You don't want to be broke. You got to
discomfort.
spend
It takes
time
discomfort.
and shit to learn,
Yeah,
right? A new
yeah.
skill or improve the skills you have. Like shit is tough, bro. I don't know. We just we're in a different fucking space, and I think back like I used to disagree. My oh, motherfucker, you lucky man. I'm lucky, bro, because I ain't had to deal with the options today. Right? I didn't have to deal with the
I say
options.
fortunate we can be
Fortunate,
fair.
right?
You're
Right. Fortunate,
fortunate,
fortunate.
because
I
there was intention in
a hundred
what you
percent.
accomplished, right? But you are fortunate
I will go
because
fortunate, right?
fortunate in the fact that the other side that your partner was on the same page, because it could have you could have I've known men to do all of that, but their partner just wasn't who were supposed to be, and they didn't appreciate and value it. So that's where your
I,
fortune comes in at.
and I think we have to realize, especially as we age, I'm gonna say, oh, as we age, we have to realize time is not on our side. You don't have 5 years to find out a motherfucker ain't right?
But
If
it
you,
never is though. Time is never on
well, no,
anybody's
because we don't
side.
have any idea of how long we got.
So that's why when you say how we get here, like I'm saying, we by thinking fucked up like that, we think that youth is opportunity to fuck up,
It's an
and it's
opportunity to bleed.
not. It's like that's when I'm trying to convince my kids and other people around me, like, you know, it's really about, do you want to do things that you're going to thank your future self is going to thank your current self for.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean? You want to make those type of decisions in there, and it's very easy to do that when you have intent. You know what I mean? You do want to make decisions at 20 years old that when you're 40, you're going to be glad you did it. And the same thing, you
Man,
want to make decisions when you're 40, then when you're 60, like, man, I'm glad I did that shit,
yes,
because
sir.
it makes your life that much easier for you to take care of yourself. That's where the issue comes in at, and that's what I think we're hearing in a lot of, men and women, when we talk about the physical part of it, is not the fact that you changed physically, is because you wasted the opportunity to,
It
to
damn so gets
preserve
harder.
yourself. You know what I
It
mean?
damn
It
so get
definitely gets
harder.
harder, right? And so
Yeah,
then you start to project it onto other people, and really you have yourself to thank for
that
that.
man, that's it. We all got the same 24 hours, bro.
Like,
That's
come
that's reality,
on,
and it
like,
is choices that, like I tell everybody, you're going to be old a lot longer. You're gonna be young. Don't fuck up your second part for the short part. You know what I'm saying? Because them decisions you make in your youth are absolutely gonna have an impact on your elder years, right? Or your
we
later years.
already
Not even
seeing it,
necessarily.
man. I see a lot of people that are younger, and they're not doing what, like, physically. It's just it doesn't make sense to me, because I don't remember my peers looking like that.
We was outside, bro. Matter of
You
fact, we
okay?
had to be outside,
Yeah, you're
right?
right.
I
That
remember
that
my mama like, "Hey, y'all go outside and play. I ain't finna make all that noise in this house. Outside, big as
Well,
fuck."
we also weren't recreational drug users either, though.
Man, not at all, bro.
And
I remember
it's
the
a
first time
it's
I
a
saw
it's a
weed. Shit, I was 15. I ran like a motherfucker.
you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, even as kids smoking weed, it was still taboo, right?
100%.
It was so, but now it's like a socially acceptable thing to just, man,
Wake and bake, like, bro.
that be on that bag. I'm talking about they be hitting that bag now.
Oh yeah, man,
You know what I mean?
man.
Like,
I seen a Facebook post yesterday, man. Excuse me for cutting off. My guy was like, "Man, dude hitting the powder on live. That's crazy." I'm like, "Nah, it's crazy, dude hitting the powder. Right? Fuck the live."
that's what I'm
You know what I'm
saying. You see what
saying?
I'm saying?
I'm like,
Like,
"What you mean on the live is crazy?" Like, nah, bro, hitting the powder. That's the crazy part. Like,
that's
we used to call them junkies, bro. Right? Growing up, like if you was touching anything other than weed, possibly some mushrooms or something, because we all had the white homies, right? That had that extra shit. But if you was touching anything outside of weed, you was a junkie. Right now, motherfuckers like, man, where can I get some perks? I'm like, I hope you percolating, motherfucker. What you talking about? It's a different breed of drug addicts, acceptable drug addicts, bro. I don't think I ever saw a heroin addict when I was young. Now I might run into one at the restaurant, work and sleep over, slumped over some shit. Right? And I know society played a huge part with the opioids and getting people hooked on shit. I'm not, You know what I'm saying? That's the reality. That's
But
capitalism.
society played a role in everything,
Every
right?
single
In
part of life.
shaping everything. So I mean, that's what once again we got to start
But no, I
being
mean that was
more.
that was a serious deal, right? They pushed that shit. Like motherfucker get hurt,
But
doctors
they
hook you
push
on some shit.
everything. They
Yeah,
push
but
sex.
that shit come with a lot life. Well, I guess sex comes with some lifelong
That's
consequences
what I'm
too.
saying. I'm
But
saying I
so
rather. I almost saying I'd rather take. I'd rather. No, I don't know. They both
yeah,
are.
you
They're
can have
both
that one,
equally.
fam. Just let me stroke some chicks. I'm cool on the motherfucking. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
On
see,
some
I
motherfucking.
see. Yeah, you can say that from a place of ignorance, though. Your life, you didn't live that. You know what I mean? Like when I really sit and rationalize what I dealt with it or what being irresponsible in that way, how that manifested in my life. Oh, that
Okay,
shit. Hey, I'm
right.
telling you, it ain't.
But you can recover easier,
You
right?
know, no, you never recover. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to like
Okay,
you know my situation, right? I'm saying
you can
like
deal better,
I'm saying
bro. It's
looking
hard.
right now. I'm saying like I'm having to stand back and watch
Yeah,
a
I'm with you.
custody battle, you know what I mean, to be able to even access my own my first grandchild. You see what I'm saying? I still
Right? Yeah,
have
yeah.
not.
You want what you put it that way?
You
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? Like,
you
bro, that
changed the
shit
motherfucking
is
game.
is different, bro. It's not. So it's like they both. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna reduce what drugs do. I'm just saying that these type
They
of
both have a serious fucking impact.
yeah, very, very, bro. And I'm because it's like because it's like this. I understand life. I know life is cyclical, right? So I'm saying my I'm looking at right now how my poor decisions from what society pushed in terms of sexuality, you know, hypersexuality, that might very well result in my grandchild being a drug addict. You see what I'm saying?
Right?
Because of
It's the lack of the structure and shit like that. Right?
yeah, because
That
and I know some of her background that she's not even aware of, just from her other, you know, her other side. You know what I
right?
mean? I'm gonna keep it respectful. I ain't gonna say too
Right? No,
much,
I'm
but
with you. I'm with you. Right?
I'm just saying that I know about some trauma that's there that puts her at risk, and I know, you know what I mean? It's like, but if I and I may not be able to access that, so I may have to, you know, be around to witness some fucked up shit. If you know that, and that just comes from how
It
reckless
all goes back to a
society is.
choice, though. Right?
Yeah,
Like
it does. It
if
absolutely does.
you I was talking a little shit to my wife, right? But it goes back. I'm like when when my daughter had a grandbaby, I'm like, man, that first time we laid down together, this is all because of that. Right? This is like the whole like you know what I'm saying? Like if we would have went a different way that day, none of this shit would be here. Right? So I feel what you're saying. Right? Whether it's good or bad, it comes from that action.
That's the power that we have.
Man, and we don't really
We
look at
don't.
it that
We
way.
don't. We don't. I'm
Right?
saying
So
that's
but
crazy.
I do I don't want to harp on it, but I'm huge on having kids by trying to have kids by the right person, right? Because you can only put so much effort in to make sure. I got a homie. She's 22 with four, bro. I won't say a homie. That's the wrong. I got an associate. 22 with four. I got like two or three of them that I know, social media wise, local to South Bend. 22, 23, 4, 5. One of them got four kids, three or four kids. I think she's got four. White chick, white kid, Mexican kid, two black kids. Right?
Okay, so you got to try to do shit like that. That's
You
on
gotta
purpose.
try to do shit like that.
That's on
Uh,
purpose.
but I got another chick that I know that she's sister. She got four kids. Thank God, three of them by the same dude, but she's 23 now. Right? You got four by 23, and you're single. Right? I know another chick got six, and she's in her 30s. But I'm like, never been married, never. No, it's like, God damn. Do
Once
y'all
again,
not
that's what I'm
realize?
saying. That's what I'm saying. I think that that's people trying to rewrite the rules, and you cannot rewrite the rules. I don't care who writes them. You can't.
You're right, and you can't talk too much shit. Oh, you judging people. Listen, life is gonna judge you. I ain't gotta do nothing but tell you what you did,
I'm part
right?
of it. I'm part of it. So I'm
And I
qualified
had
to
kids. I
speak.
had kids early, right?
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck out of here?
That's the
That's what we
reality.
gotta stop saying. We gotta stop saying shit like that. Like, you know, that using that or being afraid of that whole judge word, like don't judge.
We
You know
all
what I mean?
judge.
Yeah, we definitely do
You
judge.
should,
Don't
as a parent, especially
if
judge.
you see a pedophile, you gonna call him a
That's
sick motherfucker.
right.
You
So
know
I'm
what I
saying,
mean?
like,
You're judging. You
we
know what I mean?
judge all day long, bro. When I hit a
And that's
corner
okay.
and that shit look fucked up, I'm going the other way. Right? I don't know
Yeah.
these motherfuckers, but
I
they
judge
might be on it.
myself. I judge myself. Who, you know what I mean? It's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
it's
Like,
natural.
man,
If
so
if you don't judge, you lying. Let's keep it real.
you
Right? I
lying.
walk
That's
into a room, I look at the fucking room. Should I be here or not? right? If it's enough for anything that I don't like, I'm up out of that situation. I don't ain't no guarantees that anybody here is bad.
Man,
But
it's
my health and safety, bro, it's a little spot in South Bend, little wing joint. I forgot what the fuck it's called on Portage, right off Portage. Me and the wife went to that motherfucker 'cause I heard the food was fire. I'm sitting in there, it's a motherfucker in there talking shit. I'm like, I knew better, right? I'm like, I knew better. I was trying, grab my shit, got it to go. A couple weeks later, I'm looking at the internet. They in there having a full fucking bar fight, bro.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm sure you've seen the video. It was
Yeah,
floating
but
around.
guess what? I bet people still back out there packing it
100%.
out. Okay. So, and you know what? Those same people gonna play crazy when the violence breaks out and start to ask stupid shit like, why we can't just do this, why we can't just do that. Okay, why you can't just show up to a place with a people that's full of unpacked trauma, where it's alcohol and raunchy music
Right.
and
You looking
and,
for
and
some shit
other
going on.
drugs, and why y'all can't just congregate like healthy people? You really asking why? Come
Right.
on, man.
Right.
Come on,
Man, bro,
man.
fuck it. I love Howard Park, bro. That little bar over there. You know what I'm saying? I know the owner. Shit's nice. We go during the day. And if it's more than, if I start seeing too many young people, we out. It's a bar. If I see young people outside, we out. Because every time the shit go, that's what we do. Um, so we judge, and there's nothing wrong with judging because if you have anybody to protect yourself or otherwise, you better be goddamn it on the lookout. Um, but it's I don't know why we don't. I guess it's because we make everything okay. Somebody's gonna make it pretend it's okay, right? Like
They gonna say it like, what we're gonna say. We say stupid shit like, we was young once. Like, youth is a excuse for doing dumb shit, and it is not. Like, you don't think. You know how many times I hear fully grown men make that argument with me, and it's like, so you that makes more sense to you than that we want to make every generation better.
are you
Like,
supposed to want to be? You want your kids better than you were.
my
Not
kids, your kids. You know what I mean? Like, I
right,
want
right.
your kids to be better than me.
Everybody
Like,
younger to be
what the
better.
fuck? Like,
I learned. I paid the price so you don't have to, right? And I'm gonna keep it real. I was in the streets, so my kids never had to be.
that's what I'm saying. It
Right? I
doesn't.
grew up every morning. My motherfucking neighbor was up at 6 a.m. car banging, right at 6 a.m. hustling. Right, grew up in the late '80s, early early '90s. That's crack era, right? I said, man, I'm in these streets so my kids don't have to see this shit. I remember growing up seeing motherfuckers get shot. I heard gunshots. We hear gunshots where we at now, but they practicing, right? They shooting on their land, right? Like I didn't want my kids to have to see the same shit I saw, so I did shit that maybe I shouldn't have done. Right? In hindsight, I had better options. I didn't put the effort in to find those better options.
But that really ain't the point though, right? That because I think that we all it's not about being perfect, right? So I know
Right?
a lot of things that we do, even in the moment doing it, it ain't the best thing to do. You may not fully understand the consequences, but I'm saying that you know better, you just choose not to do better. But the point is that it still doesn't. It's supposed to get better. Like,
Yes, sir.
I'm okay with my kids making mistakes. Just I don't want to watch the same movie.
Don't
You
make the
know what
same
I
mistake
mean?
I
Like,
made.
you just make some different mistakes because I can learn from that. You know what I
Right?
mean?
You
Like,
made a mistake because you was in a better situation that I couldn't prepare you for because I was unaware of that situation.
that's the part that I don't understand. I'm saying, like, I want it's crazy when I'm looking at others, even my own relative tree, and I'm looking at the children. I'm like, they're actually going to be worse off
Man,
than
that's
than
crazy.
us because of the fact that their parents, their elders, did not stay true or did not honor the things that we already knew. We knew the value in family. We knew the value in hierarchy. We didn't honor that. We waited until our elders transcended and started to show our ass. Like,
Right, right,
that's on
right.
some like
You
that to
know,
me.
I remember, bro, in high school, it was a long fucking time ago. I was in high school and it was this chick, and she was just motherfucking trouble. And every time she got in a fight, her mama came up there and her mama was fighting with her. And everybody's like, that's super fucked up. Now that shit real normal. Right? Like it was the only chick that I watched in high school, goddamn it, from 1990 to 1994. It's the only motherfucker I ever seen mama would come up there and act stupid as shit too. Now, shit. Mama might start the shit with a kid.
Bro, we live in the era of don't say shit to my kids, and we playing crazy, and then we turn around and say it starts at home. Like, what are y'all talking about? Okay. Do y'all believe that? Because if y'all believe that, then we will all be disciplined each other, disciplining each other's children. We would all take ownership of each other's children if we really believe that, because home is not literal
But
into a
that's what used to
singular
happen,
house.
bro. That's what I
That's what
fucked
I'm
up at my
saying.
boy house. His mama tore my ass up, and then sent me home to get towed up.
That's what I'm
Right? And
saying.
I know everybody different on how you handle your kids. I'm a firm believer black kids have to have some hands on ass because society's not going to treat us the same. We don't get the same fuck ups, right? Our fuck ups will get us smoked by the police. You know what I'm saying? Like shit is different. You have. I remember my older brother, bro. I was a young kid. My oldest brother is 10 years older than me, so I was young. I remember him doing some stupid shit. I don't know what it was. And the police brought him home, and the police told my mom flat out, "Whoop his ass, so we don't have to." And that was some of the realest shit I ever heard, bro. Right?
Hey, well,
Because
guess what, bro? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna even hold you. I actually I've seen, um, and especially in my scope of work, I've seen police handle so-called white people and white kids the same
it's a
way.
different time now.
I'm talking about, but even like, 10 years ago, like I seen them. And I'm not saying that they're not weirdos in the judicial system that, mishandle people based on,
Right,
that
right.
on race. I'm just saying that it really comes down to the even because it's a way you can hold the people that they're supposed to protect us. You can hold them accountable a certain way. It's still situations that our children shouldn't find themselves in, based
100%.
on what we allowed to be contrived. You know what I mean? Like, your children should not be. You should not know. Okay, I say this. I remember, if I got into a scuffle, if I got into a fight in my neighborhood, by the time I made it home around the corner, my mom already knew what was going on.
Right.
You
It
know what
wasn't
I'm
no cell
saying?
phones.
It wasn't right. That's what I'm saying. And so I'm just saying that we don't take accountability as a culture, as it relates to our children. You know what I mean? Collectively, we're
Right.
so individualistic now.
Yes, sir.
We compete, and it's like, how it used to be, uh one one nigga that was poor trying to shit on a whole bunch of other poor people to make himself feel rich. That's what we do now as a culture. We want to shit on each other to make ourselves feel successful, and point the finger.
And that's crazy, bro.
But that's what we do. And social media is the perfect platform to do that type of shit. Is what I'm saying.
It is, but it's weird. Like I don't.
You
It
never
doesn't.
gonna understand it. You
And
ain't
that's
gonna.
something I struggle because I try to understand shit. I'm like, that makes
You're
no
not
sense to
gonna
me.
understand
Right?
it.
I've brought brothers from. I mean, again, I've had my biggest struggle. I think in the community, bro, has been trying to put time towards somebody who didn't deserve it. Right? Like I've got to the point where I told people I can't help you more than you help. Right? I started because I've been doing this technology shit for 25 fucking years. So what I'm saying. I've tried to bring people, and I realized I have to give people a set of tasks to complete before I can fuck with you. Like, you want to do this? Cool. Go do this, 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 and this, and come back and see me. Because I used to help cats, and then they never did shit, and I realized, man, I could have helped somebody who wanted help. Right? So now I'm like, go get enrolled in motherfucking school. I don't care if it's Ivy Tech, IUSB, or a technical.
Right.
You get enrolled,
Right.
you get the classes, you pay for the shit, financial aid, whatever, and then I'll help you. I'll help you
Yep.
study. But I can't, because, bro, I decided
Yep.
with too many of my guys who like, man, I want to get in this shit, and I don't waste
Yep.
too much fucking time. But I do have some homies that was like, man, I want to do this shit, and I help them, and they doing well. Um, so I mean, it's too much bullshit that we accept, right? And we've had that conversation before about motherfuckers coming home from the joint, you know what I'm saying, and us just treating them like shit, better than the cat that came home from college or even the military. I don't care how you feel about the military, but we treat motherfuckers better in our community that come home from jail than from the military. Like, you went and put in some time to try to do better for the country, for yourself, for your family. You learned some skills, got some discipline. You deserve a motherfucking party, right? Not a motherfucker who did some horrible shit, right? I hate a free him motherfucker. I swear to God, bro. I hate. I be on that motherfucking what they call that Michiana busted or St. Joe. Free him, free her. I'm like, her was free. You know what I'm saying? They did some dumb shit, right? Him was free. I'm saying that's exactly what I'm putting on that shit. And, oh, you don't know what they did? I don't know what they did with, but I know they was out of jail before they got into jail.
Hey, but you gotta be careful now, because if we parallel that to when we was talking about the concept of abortion, We talk about what choice that person had a
There,
choice. See what
they
I'm
had
saying?
I understand, but listen, there's a legal choice and an illegal choice, right? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay.
If you look, I don't necessarily agree with all the laws. I argue with people all the time about South Bend.
But
Indiana should have legal weed.
we can't use legality. We can't compare legality to morality, right?
No, no,
We
but we
can't.
could say legal put you in jail. Legalities will put you in jail, not morality.
But I'm saying is that if we, but we do, you just got done saying like you do believe that there are uh, racial disparities in the judicial
100%.
system, right? So I'm saying it, not in extreme cases, but I'm saying there are people that are they're asking for their freedom because they know they were in a sense railroaded or mis.
So now we got to talk about. I thought we excluded. You know what I'm saying? See, now we making
No,
excuses.
no,
We
we
know
not,
that,
we
right? They
not.
get us.
I'm just,
Those are excluded, right? If you wrongfully in prison, wrongfully convicted, we not talking. We talking about the cat who knew it was wrong to have a
okay,
pocket full of
okay,
perk,
okay. You're right.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
again, even when I was in the streets, I had one of my cousins with me. He like, man, police always fucking with us. I'm like, you look like a drug dealer, bro. Right? You dress like a
Damn,
drug.
you said that to him?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, but they shouldn't. They shouldn't. But that's the reality of the situation, right? I was told by my father that listen, life isn't fair, right? People are going to fuck with you based on your skin color. Don't give them a legitimate reason to add to it, right? You know
Well,
you
okay,
might
how often does that happen to you though?
fucking lot, bro. And I guess what depends on what you consider a lot. I have been
I'm
fucked
asking
with
you.
a lot, right?
So
I've probably been pulled over more than any motherfucker that I know,
and you
right?
know it's because of your skin color.
I mean, what else are you pulling me over for when it's bullshit? I got pulled over. Police told me I had my music was too loud. My radio got stolen the night before. I had a big ass hole in my dashboard. I got pulled over.
Oh no, I'm not saying it
Right?
don't
I'm
happen.
telling you, I got pulled over. I'm an asshole, right? I will admit. I had the police behind me one day. I was over there by Frank, right? I'm on the phone with my wife. I said, "Oh, police followed me." So I'm just gonna hit the same block over and over, bro. I'm gonna let you know this. I'm with you. I'm on the bullshit you on. You want to follow me? We're just gonna go around the same block. Right? Kept going around that motherfucking block. I pull into
But
Frankie's. I jump.
is that not some nigga shit?
That is. But you follow me too far already, bro.
You acting
So
like a nigga.
right. So I jump out. Right. I jump out the car, hit the lock because I know the law. You can't. If I'm not in the car when the lights come on, you can't search my. You can't pop my trunk. You can look in the windows, whatever. So I get out the motherfucking car. Right. I'm walking into Frankie's. Dude jump behind me, turn lights on, license registration. I said, bro, you ain't stopping me driving. What are you trying to do? Right. What's your reason? Oh, it was a car store. It was a Malibu store like this. I said, stop talking. That's the Impala. I'm done talking to you. Right. You just were looking for a reason. I have been pulled over for. I got a ticket for not using my blinker after the police put his lights on when I pulled over. Right? You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it definitely
I've been
happened.
pulled over
Like,
with my wife in the car, me, my wife, and two of my homies, and the police, hey, are you all right? That's what they asked her. That was the reason they pulled us over. I've been fucked with because of race. Right? I had a
right. I'm
motherfucker.
saying you might be the nigga that they saying free him. That's what I'm
Bro,
I'm-
if that charge say crack cocaine and I had it on me, I know I got
yeah.
I
I'm just
know I'm
talking.
already.
I
So
was
me
just talking.
knowing that I'm more likely to get fucked with,
Yeah.
I gotta not do the dumb shit. I
Yeah,
did dumb
no,
shit. I
I
didn't
was
look
just
like the dumb.
asking because I'm saying like when I actually said, and I was thinking this is I was thinking about this just yesterday. I'm like, when I actually quantify my entire life, like I actually have not really been fucked with a lot for that reason as compared. I'm saying as
Right.
compared to
I
other,
don't have that luxury.
you know what I mean? Like now I was profiled a lot when I used to drive up and down the highway when I'm coming back from school and shit like that. But shit, I was speeding too. You know what I'm saying?
I'm guilty. I'm guilty. Right. If you catch me, I done got a lot of speeding tickets. Right. Because I was speeding. I tell the motherfucking police, hey, I was speeding. You got me, bro. You should. There's no argument with me. I'm gonna give you the most fucked up shit that I can give you. Right. So from 2009 to 2016, I traveled the world extensively for business.
Okay.
Right. To the point where I use my passport so much, my license has expired and I didn't even notice. I get pulled over one day. I'm with my boss, right? Because I had this, I was with my boss. We driving. We in Michigan. I pulled over. I get my license. My license expired, right? It's still me, but it's expired, right? It's the government shit. The police say, listen, you got somebody with you. He's got a valid license. He can drive. He said, it wasn't. I tow your car. Cool. I'm gonna take your license. You gotta come to court. Whatever. All right, no big deal. It's expired. Expired license. So it's a ticket. So I get the court date. It's up in Michigan. I go to court, right? I'm in front of the judge. Last time I ever went in any situation without an attorney. I won't even talk without one now. I go in front of the motherfucking judge, and the judge is like, why's your license expired? Nigga me want to say because the date passed, but I'm not finna do that because I ain't stupid, right? So I'm like, Well, I use my passport. I travel. I'm not in the United States as much as I am outside of the United States. Where I use my passport, my license has no value. I said I'd like to submit my passport as evidence. Right, my passport was fullest. Every page was stamped multiple times. Right, so the judge tells me, "Hey, okay, cool. I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna go ahead and waive the uh, the driving with an expired license and give you this." Right, I don't know shit about the law. I don't know what this. I don't recall what he said. But he's like, this will make sure no points at your license, this, that, and the other. I'm like, bet, I'm gravy, right? Good looking out. I'm what you should want in a black man. I have a job, I have a family, I don't do nothing wrong. I'm good. Bro, as a court, I don't know, you call it court clerk or whatever she is, the chick that's walking me out to sign the paperwork, I'm a little white chick, to walking, and she just busts out crying. I'm like, what the fuck, right? Because I'm in court, I'm like, oh, what I do now? She's like, man, don't sign this. I'm like, what do you mean? She said, if you sign this, you won't have any points, but you are agreeing to a misdemeanor which will stop you from traveling. The countries you go to are not going to allow you to go as a criminal. I'm like, well, that's weird. Why would the judge suggest that? She said, I can't tell you why. I'm just telling you don't sign this because it will destroy your career. And I'm like, holy shit. So I didn't. She looked out for me, bro, because I didn't know shit about law. The only thing I can put that on is that I was a black man because I had a job. I wasn't a criminal.
I understand that.
I'm just like, man, bro, that was for me the last. That was the last straw for me from a standpoint of anything legal. I said from this point forward, bro, you get my license if you pull me over, you get my insurance, you get my registration, you get my lawyer's card. So I get pulled over, I give him those 4 things. What's the lawyer's card for? If you have any questions, address him. I'm going to exercise my right to remain silent.
No, and I get what you're saying. I guess what I was really trying to communicate was that, like, okay, so I think that in the scope of people having power, then they just pick a reason why they're going to do a certain thing, right? So I've been in courtrooms where there have been in majority white, so-called white counties, right? So their criminal base is white, and I'm seeing a judge knock them over the head the same way, right?
That's a fair judge.
What I realized is that it was in that context, it was because they were socially, in terms of economically, they were beneath them. They were able to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you had a courtroom full of poor white people and black people, you gonna get, he may be doing it to you because you black, but he doing it to him because he just poor white trash or whatever. So I'm saying it's a larger scope. I'm not saying one is comparable to the other. I'm just saying that it's a different way to look at it. Because if it's fucked up, it's that's why I was telling you that when I was talking about my daughter at the park. If somebody if a little so-called white girl was to disrespect her, I'm not gonna tell her, hey, don't let her disrespect you because she white. Right. It's just don't let nobody disrespect you. It don't matter who it is, right? I'm with you on that. Because she may be doing it because you black, but she'd do the same thing to another person that ain't black because she's an asshole.
You know what I mean? Right. It's the disrespect that you need to be concerned with.
Yeah.
Not the reason why, because you'll never fucking know half the time, and you'll worry yourself to death having to know.
Yeah, but I understand. Yeah, I believe is what.
Yeah, I've been through some shit, bro. Right? I mean, even so my thing is, I was never the dude who looked like the cats that was in the street. Right? That just wasn't who I was. I remember getting pulled over in the corner, O'Brien and motherfucking Lincoln Way. Right? Police chick pulled me over. I'm in a drug dealer ass truck. Right? I got a 96, 99 Tahoe. It's got 24s on it. Banging. Right? Chick pulled me over, female cop. I give her my license, registration, and business card. And she said, what's the business card for? I said, because I'm not who you think I am. She said, well, what do you mean? I said, you look at the truck, you see a black dude driving, you probably think I'm a drug dealer. Right? She gave me my shit back. She's like, well, over here, people like that. Bro, I was probably that was the dirtiest point in my motherfucking life, right? But I knew how to play the game, right? And I know how what was looked for, and that's what I used to tell everybody. Like, bro, we already gonna get fucked with. We can't add to it. And so the dirty, the baller cars, all that other dumb shit, man, that just add to it. I don't know, but anyway, what's give me a new topic, bro. Give me something else to ride it out with, man.
The topics that because it's going to take more than us writing it out. We can just slide into a topic and then continue.
Right,
but
so I got one. Well, not necessarily one. I was looking at, talking to you makes me look at shit different, and I appreciate that. And that's one of the things I got mad respect.
Absolutely.
Um, but I was looking at the portrayal of especially black men in the media. Are we doing enough to combat the stereotypes, or are we actually perpetuating the shit?
We're absolutely
Right?
perpetuating them.
Because I said before, and people look at me where I'm like, man, I miss when racism was our biggest problem. I
You
miss
said
that
that
shit.
before. You said, I think you explained it,
I did,
but
right, because now we're not allowing ourselves to get to a point where our race is a problem. Right? I mean, we have so many of us growing up that never get our problems are motherfuckers that look like us, right? And we are perpetuating the dumb shit,
yeah,
the dance challenges, the motherfucking
yeah.
the, bringing the worst rappers into the kids' school. Bro, I saw a video on Instagram, and I'm like, low key, I can't understand how this ain't child abuse. It's a stripper dancing damn near a stripper dancing on a young boy, like a young boy, bro.
That's but see, we have overlooked female on male pedophilia in society for decades. We just
100%, bro.
overlook it, and we are brainwashed by it because a lot of our young boys, even myself as a young boy, would refuse to believe that I was being molested if I was sleeping with a woman that was
Bro,
an adult woman, right?
100%.
So, I've said I've dealt with young cats. I'm talking about 16, 17-year olds is telling me they sleeping with 29-year-old women and got outright damn near enraged at me when when I'm trying to explain to them, like, hey, you being molested. You know what I'm saying? Like,
When you're young, at first off, as a young boy, we want it. Don't make it right.
right, but I
Right.
mean
That's one thing we need to clarify.
that's because of what we've been programmed
Right.
with.
The hypersexuality.
Yeah, that's all because yeah, we have testosterone, so our sexuality is going to kick in a little more aggressive, right?
Right.
We are like, why are you taking sex education past anatomy? You know what I mean? And why are you even calling it sex education? It's just,
Right. It's
you know what I mean?
right.
It's these little new, windows that we just overlook. It's really about, no, we're just teaching anatomy. We're teaching, biology. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But if
The
you
human
say
nature.
sex education, okay, well then that already that provokes the mind
What
of
else? It's got to be more than that, bro. Because again, I traveled the world. Like we almost make sex taboo, where other like Europe don't do that shit, bro, and they don't have the same problems we do.
right,
Right?
because it's not about sex. I'm saying that we are perverted. We are a
Okay.
perverse society, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's one thing to say, um, okay, so in other countries, we know like soccer is really the biggest sport in the world, right?
Yep.
But they don't turn their soccer stars into these just larger than life hypersexual,
Right. I can roll with that.
just these symbols, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we do. We don't they don't It's not about that here. If you're an entertainer, it's not enough for you to be, just talented and
Right. You
rich.
gotta have. You're
You
right.
have it's sex sales. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Yeah.
we're just a perverted, we
Nah,
took
you're right, fam.
so we took society, like, okay, so even with social media, it was not enough to just have a opportunity to interact with and build with anybody at the, what I mean, at your fingertips. People, we got to start showing our ass on it. You know what I mean? The women got to start.
It's sad, fam.
It's just this that, and then not only that, then he made OnlyFans. You see what I'm saying? We just a very perverse society.
I know we bumping up against time. I'm gonna say this, and I'll give you a response, and we'll wrap it up. I told a chick I know. She's like, "Oh, these dudes always jumping in my inbox sending dick pics and all that." I said, "Listen, if I put on a police uniform and walk the streets, people gonna ask me for help." I said, "What you mean?" I said, "If I dress like a police, I got a badge on, people gonna think I'm a fucking cop, right? And I can't be mad at them for it." I said, "You putting yourself out there like all you have worth is sexual." She's a beautiful chick, right? I'm like, she's attractive, she's great, nice physique. Like all you ever do is post pictures of you in sexual positions and sexual, granted, you have some larger parts you can't hide, but you accentuate those parts in all your pictures and the positions, and then you wonder why nobody cares what you think, right?
She don't
Nobody,
wonder that though. That's what I'm saying.
she
It's
don't wonder,
deflection. It's
right?
deflection, right?
But you
Is
you complaining, right? And I asked her, I said, so she was like, oh, I can't find a decent man. So I hit her ass up. right? On her Facebook, she's like, I can't find a decent man, this, that, and the other. I said, there's 35 dudes in your comments right here telling you they'll be that dude you're looking for. You ain't even acknowledged they there,
Hey,
right? She said, well, the person I really want to see it ain't see it. Well, send that motherfucker a message directly, right? Because you're making yourself look horrible. But I'll
nah,
let you
man.
respond to
Yeah.
that one, fam.
Nah, it's no response. Because that's I think that we need to probably have that conversation on the next episode about how
Absolutely.
we play crazy. Why are we playing crazy? Like what is that makes us want to play crazy? Like
No
like like
doubt.
like we don't
Yeah.
understand some shit that we really do under. How do you not understand? It's right in our face. You know what I mean? Or are we just that distracted?
I don't know, because I have the body count conversation with one of my homies pretty regularly, and I'm like, bro, but you out here adding the body counts. How you fuck you complain about a chick body count? You steady knocking bitches down, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you are the problem you complain about, right? But she's like, yeah, that don't matter because I didn't plan on being with her. She All right, you know what? Let's stop it here. Let's next week or no, what's today? So it'll be Sunday,
Yeah, Sunday.
right? Sunday we gonna talk about that, the foolishness, right? The shit we make okay. So we're gonna promote it. We're gonna talk about it, get it out there,
Yeah,
and we'll do that, man. I appreciate your time, definitely, bro. Let's continue this shit, man, and we'll do it again Sunday
absolutely.
for sure, man. Appreciate it.